You've heard this story. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player who ever lived, got cut from his high school team. Then he used that rejection to become a legend. It's one of the most repeated motivation stories on Earth. There's just one problem. It isn't actually true, and the real story is far more useful. This is not a highlight reel. It's a teardown of the mental operating system that separated Jordan from every equally talented player who never became him, because the talent was never the rare part. The mind was. Here's what really happened. In 1978, a 15-year-old Jordan was a 5'10" sophomore at Laney High School. The varsity team had one open spot, and the coaches gave it to a taller player who could help immediately in the playoffs. Jordan was placed on junior varsity. He was not cut. He was told, not yet, and that single distinction is where the entire mindset begins. And watch what he did with it. On that junior varsity team, Jordan didn't sulk. He went to war with the scoreboard. He routinely dropped 40 points a game, sometimes clearing the gym as the star attraction of the freshman-sophomore squad. He grew 4 inches that year. By his junior season, he was on varsity, averaging a triple-double level stat line. The rejection didn't break him. He fed on it. And this is the first mechanic of the Jordan mind, the one that powered everything after. He didn't wait for motivation. He manufactured it. A slight, a doubt, a taller kid getting his spot, he converted all of it into fuel. Most people need a reason to fight. Jordan learned at 15 to build one out of anything. And it never stayed on the court. People close to him describe a man who turned everything into a contest, cards on the team plane, golf for stakes that made grown men nervous who could get off the bus first. To Jordan, competition wasn't an activity he did. It was the identity he was. If you were in the room, you were in the game, whether you knew it or not. Fast forward. By the 1990s, Jordan is the most famous athlete alive, and the habit has only intensified. Teammates and reporters described the same eerie pattern. He would invent enemies. An opposing player said something mild in an interview. Jordan would decide it was disrespect, replay it in his head, and destroy that man on the court. He wasn't remembering slights. He was creating them. The documentary The Last Dance turned this into a catchphrase, and I took that personally. Over and over, Jordan would recount some tiny moment, a rookie who dared to score on him, a coach who rested him, a rival who smiled too much, and each became a personal war. It looks like petness. It was actually a system, a machine for generating unlimited motivation on demand. But manufactured motivation is only half the machine, because fuel is useless if you're afraid to fail. So here is the second mechanic, and it's the one most people get exactly backwards. In 1997, Nike ran a commercial that was just Jordan walking through an arena saying this: "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Sit with those numbers because they are real. 9,000 missed shots, almost 300 losses, 26 missed game winners. This is the resume of the most feared closer in the history of the sport, and he's reciting his failures like a badge of honor. To Jordan, a miss wasn't a verdict on his worth. It was tuition, data, the unavoidable cost of being the one who takes the shot. This is the reframe that changes everything. Most people treat failure as a judge, delivering a verdict on whether they're good enough. Jordan treated failure as a teacher, delivering information about what to fix. Same missed shot, 2 completely different meanings. One meaning makes you flinch the next time. The other makes you certain the next one goes in. The shot doesn't change. The mind does. Paired with that reframe was a second, quieter habit, a deliberately short memory. Miss a shot and most great scorers replay it for minutes. Jordan gave it seconds. Bad play gone because the only shot that matters is the next one. He kept the confidence of every make and dropped the weight of every miss. It sounds like a personality trait. It was closer to engineering. So he had endless motivation and no fear of missing. That combination should have made him reckless. Instead, it made him the most prepared player in the building. Which brings us to the third mechanic, the quiet one nobody puts on a poster. Jordan's confidence wasn't magic. It was manufactured in the boring hours nobody filmed. He was famous for practicing harder than he played games, going at teammates so viciously that some said practice was scarier than the finals. The logic is simple, and it's the opposite of hoping. If you have already made the shot 10,000 times in an empty gym, the packed arena is just a louder version of something you've already done. And he'd tasted that moment young. 1982, the national championship game, Jordan just a freshman at North Carolina. Seconds on the clock, the title on the line, and the coach drew up the final shot for the newcomer. He buried it. In that instant, a teenager learned the lesson that would define a career. The pressure moment isn't something you survive, it's something you want. You want proof the machine worked under the worst conditions. 1997, NBA Finals Game 5 tied series against the Utah Jazz. Jordan wakes up violently ill, severe dehydration, barely able to stand. He plays anyway, 38 points, the game-winning shots. Then he collapses into a teammate's arms and has to be carried off. They call it the flu game. It's the mindset made visible. And the results are almost unfair. Over his career, Jordan averaged 30.1 points per game, still to this day, the highest scoring average in the entire history of the NBA. 6 times he reached the finals, 6 times he won, 6 times he was named Finals MVP. He never lost on the biggest stage, not once. The mind produced a record that pure talent alone simply does not. And it wasn't a hot streak that happened to last. 5 separate times he was the league's most valuable player. 10 scoring titles, meaning in 10 different seasons, not one human being on the planet scored more than he did. And a perfect 6 for 6 in the finals, 6 finals MVPs to match. Dominance this sustained isn't luck, and it isn't just jumping ability. It's a mind running the same 3 moves for over a decade. But here's the honest part, because this channel doesn't sell fairy tales. That same relentless mind had a cost. Teammates described Jordan as brutal, sometimes cruel in his demands. The machine that made him unbeatable also made him hard to be around. Greatness this extreme is rarely free. Understanding the mind means seeing the whole invoice, not just the trophies. So strip away the jersey and what actually transfers to you, a person who will likely never take a game-winning shot. 3 things. First, manufacture your motivation. You don't need a real enemy, you need a reason, and you can build one. Second, reframe failure as tuition, not a verdict. Third, out-prepare the moment so that when it arrives, it feels small. Because that's the real lesson hiding inside the myth. They didn't cut Michael Jordan. They told him not yet, and he spent the rest of his life making the world regret the delay. The talent got him noticed. The mind made him immortal. And the mind, unlike the vertical leap, is something you can actually train. If you want the systems of the greatest minds decoded, the real psychology, not the poster quotes, subscribe, because next week we go inside a mind built on Jordan's foundation and taken somewhere even more obsessive. Kobe Bryant and the daily architecture of the Mamba mentality. Train the mind. Everything else follows. See you in the next one.